dedication. Yes, beautiful. So it shows dedication in your business. We know that y'all could be doing anything else on a Thursday night, but you guys, these are our team calls. This is where we learn. This is where we thrive. This is where we lift each other up and encourage each other and just be close to the fire. And that's what these calls are all about. So without further ado, like I had mentioned, I was able to have a little sneak peek of the call tonight. And let me just tell you guys, Alisa and Kara are, I'm just going to say it, they are the nerds of the group. And I'm best friends with the nerds, okay? I want to know everything, the ins, the outs, the things that I don't know. I learned so much from these two women, and they are bringing the facts, they are bringing the science to this call tonight and really giving you guys something very special. So I'm going to shut up. I'm going to let you guys take it away and do your thing. If you guys have a notepad and some paper, it would not be a bad idea to get that right now while you still have a minute. Okay, take it away, ladies.
Alrighty, so I'm going to figure out how to share my screen because I made a little PowerPoint. What is it? Which one is it? So weird. I didn't realize it gave me different options. Okay, here we go. That's my schoolwork. Let's not do that. Oh, hang on. How do I move this? Y'all, here it is. Okay. I'll get it. I'm getting it. Present.
I'm going to love looking back on this call, by the way, and see like how we had to go through the whole learning process of navigating Zoom. Like, y'all, when I say we're all learning here, it's not just about products. We are learning the technological side. I've
never been a host, so. Okay, can you guys see this? Are we good? Okay, cool. All right, so I am so beyond excited to share everything with you guys because Kara and I have worked so hard, and like Coco said, we're huge nerds, and I love it because I just love research. So I'm excited to share. If we go to the next one. Next. There we go. All right. So who the heck are we? I'll start this one. So I plugged our little Instagrams on there. I know probably we all have each other, but just in case you don't, I put those on there for us. A little bit about me real quick, because I know future people who are going to be watching this, you all probably know us, but for me personally, I've been married for 2 years. For the business, I got started back in September, and you guys, I never saw myself as an entrepreneur, never saw myself doing calls, let alone like this. So this is so widely outside my comfort zone, but I'm so excited that my closest people push me to step into this type of field, and I'm here for it. Now, as for the ingredient side of things, why we're on this call, I had H. pylori back in 10th grade, which is basically a bacteria that eats away at your stomach. And so I was so close to getting ulcers. I had to get on so many antibiotics. And so getting on those antibiotics kind of wrecked my stomach. And that started my struggle with having a gluten allergy, which we all know how, all the gluten and stuff, talk about gluten-free products all day long. So I really had to dig into what I was eating, but then that soon turned into a couple years later, what the heck am I putting on my hair? What the heck am I putting on my skin? And so researching foods and now researching ingredients in products. And yeah, that's a little bit about me. Kara, you want to go?
What's up, everyone? Happy Thursday. My name is Kara. Obviously, you all know that, but for the future babes, I've been with my Nate now for almost 2 years, which is so crazy to me because it feels like yesterday that I literally signed up and said yes to this business. But what's even more crazy is that my son is literally 4 months away from being 2 years old. And I'm just like, okay, time, can you just like chill out for a little bit, please? But getting pregnant with him is actually what led me to saying yes to this business. And it's actually what also led me down the rabbit hole of researching all the ingredients and making sure all my ingredients are clean, because I want the best for myself, for my son, for my family. So it literally led me down this rabbit hole. And that's what brought us here tonight. The whole purpose of this call is mainly just so we can all feel more confident with ingredient knowledge for both ourselves, our family, and for when we're just talking to others about the business and talking about our products and things like that. I feel like there's like a lot of false advertising with other brands in the United States, because they like to do a lot of trickery. Like you have to turn the label around and actually look at what the ingredients are that are in these products. There's so many things that have like different names for certain things, like phthalates, for example. There's different names that could be just hidden in the ingredients that you don't necessarily know about unless you're like seriously looking and you know what the heck you're even looking for. So that's what brought us here. I want to educate a little bit onto like some of these brands that literally we have dermatologists recommending these brands to people, and they have artificial dyes in them. They have all this filler crap in them. And of course, people are going to listen to their dermatologists because they're doctors. But unfortunately, with the United States, which I'm going to get into here in a little bit, the United States wants us to be sick because we're giving them our money. Therefore, the doctors are not necessarily recommending the best things for us. So we need to know what the heck the ingredients are that they're recommending to us. So that's what we're here for, to help people solve these problems that they don't even necessarily know that is a problem for them with these ingredients, but that's our job, to educate them and share some of the love. So yeah, that's why we're here.
Okay, so I'm going to share a little bit about a couple different things that I come across very often within products, and caramel color is mostly found in foods. But I wanted to share a little bit about that because this is something that you see in a lot of different products, and it's pretty well known, but people don't really know what it is. So caramel color in and of itself is actually a hidden form of gluten. So what it is being used as a filler in different foods to make that color. So you find it in a lot of sodas, in caramel syrups, stuff like that. But basically it's derived from, I don't know if I'm gonna say this right, starch hydrolysates, which is wheat, and also comes from malt syrup. And malt is actually a barley, and barley is gluten. So caramel color is gluten. Another one you'll see very often within the beauty realm is the sodium lauryl sulfate. And that is a hidden form of detergent, which is hugely known to cause irritation. It's also known to cause eye, lung, and respiratory irritation, clogged pores, and it also strips the skin. Now, as I dug into my research about this one, it was actually created for industrial purposes, but it ended up in hair products. I don't know how it ended up in hair products. I just think that's crazy. It was made for warehouses to be a cleaning agent, and it ended up in our everyday stuff. So, and then the third one here is sodium phosphate. Now, this one is a hidden form of a toxic household cleaner. And I watched a couple videos about this. Stores actually don't even sell cleansers with this in it because of how toxic it is. If you go to like stores, and somebody had went to Home Depot, I watched a video on it, and this guy was looking at the different cleaners, and you literally would see it says does not contain sodium phosphate, like specifically. It was wild. But this one is traced back to kidney damage and death when consumed. It's also known to affect breathing when it's inhaled from our skincare products, and can also cause irritation to the nose and throat, causing coughing and wheezing. And then high and repeated exposure of this causes rashes or dermatitis. So that's wild.
So also really quick, caramel color is actually in some beauty care products too, like Clinique, for example, who they say that they're hyperallergenic and dermatologist recommended and clean, clean, clean. I have the men's exfoliating scrub from them, and I checked it the other day and it says caramel color in it, which I was like, oh, yay. How great. So we'll get into all of that then, but some keywords I'm gonna go over the United States standard versus the European standards, which we are up to. We are up to the European standards. All of our products are. So in the next couple of slides, I'm gonna talk about the difference between that, and then I'm going to also talk about some of the ingredients that are banned in Europe but are still legal here in the United States. And so some of these two keywords are going to be in like the definitions of what I'm going to talk about. So just so we know what these are. Also, don't come for me because I don't know how to freaking pronounce half of these things. So if I stutter over these words or don't pronounce them right, just know I'm not a professional. Okay. So the endocrine or endocrine, which is the endocrine system. So this is what regulates our hormones. Basically, our hormone, it's a messenger for our hormones and our hormonal system. And then carcinogen is a substance, organism, or agent capable of causing cancer. Carcinogens may occur naturally in the environment, or may be generated by humans, like automobile exhaust and smoke. So tasty, right? So the difference between the United States standards versus European standards. So like I was talking briefly earlier, the United States basically wants us to be sick. Like we pay for our health care. So the reason that Europeans, like Europe, has different standards than the United States does is because healthcare is free in Europe. Therefore, they don't want their people sick because they're paying for when their people are sick. Therefore, they want all of their food to be clean, all of their products to be clean, their environments to be clean, everything to be clean and healthy. Therefore, their people are clean and healthy. The United States, on the other hand, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie WALL-E, but that's literally where the United States is going. Like, they want us to be sick because Big Pharma makes a lot of money. Therefore, they're allowing all of these terrible ingredients to be in our system or in our foods. That way, somehow, one way or the other, one of us is going to get sick somehow because it's in these small doses that everything is in. Like these artificial dyes, for example, we may think that it's mainly just in our food, but it's in everything, like our hand soap and our body wash and our face wash and our hair care and our laundry detergent, and our foods and our cereal and our oatmeal. Like there's so many different things that once it's like 90% of your diet and you're exposed to it every single day in little small doses, eventually you're going to get cancer, you're going to get terminally ill, you're going to get somehow sick because it's in all of these products. So Europe has banned tons of different ingredients that the United States is still allowing. So I'm going to share a little bit about them and what they're linked to and what they're in. Miss Alisa. So a popular brand, for example, is this one right here. I feel like I see this. This is one that I've seen since high school that everyone talks about and everyone loves. It smells so good. It suds up really good. It makes our hair all shiny. But you guys know that it's just masking our hair. It's just a Band-Aid. It's not really healing the hair. So phthalates, for example, these are banned in Europe. Phthalates are an endocrine disruptor. So the hormone messenger, this is a disruptor for that, which is not good. We don't want anything to disrupt our hormones. We need those all in balance, right? It's very important. Can lead to a slew of hormonal health problems linked to developmental defects, fertility issues, and obesity, mostly commonly found in perfumed deodorant, nail polish, and it's often hidden in fragrance in ingredients lists under fragrance. So we don't want this, but it can be hidden under fragrance. It could just say straight up phthalate. Another one that really stood out to me is formaldehyde, which is associated with respiratory problems and known as a carcinogen, commonly associated with Brazilian blowouts, which we have a solution for that, nail polishes, and nail hardeners. It's used to preserve dead bodies, yikes, and has been known to be a carcinogenic. So I don't know if that doesn't turn you off, I don't know what the heck will, because that's like not okay. What the heck? So not good. Okay, so what's another really great one? Lead. This ingredient is banned or regulated in the cosmetic in the UK, Canada, and Japan. Lead is known as a neurotoxin and is linked to reduced fertility in both men and women. Not good. The last one I'll share is about parabens. Acts as a preservative, preventing the growth of microbes, which is bacteria. 5 different parabens have been completely banned in the EU, while others are strictly regulated because they are believed to be endocrine disruptors. Parabens are commonly found in lotions, foundations, and plenty of other beauty products. So this is like, parabens are like the main one because there's so many different types of different parabens. And that's like the main one that's banned in Europe, but in almost all of our cosmetic stuff. So that's great, right? We want to stay away from all this. So going on to artificial dyes, this is like what I've been like genuinely most hype about these days, because this is what's literally in everything. I will pick something up at the grocery store and I'm just like, cool, 3 different freaking artificial colors in here. And what's driving me nuts about this too is that all of this food that it's in, it's all targeted for our children. Okay, our children are the most prized possessions of this world. They are our next generation. We are here to lead these little ones, help their brains develop. Okay, I'm not judging you for the Fruit Loops. Okay, we love Fruit Loops, it's totally fine. We can just only have it at small doses, okay? If it's 90% of your diet, that's not okay. If you have it here and there, it's totally fine. But it's when we have it every single day, when it's your breakfast, it's your snack, it's your lunch, it's your dinner. If it's your every single time you're washing your hands, every single time you're washing your body, every single time you're washing your hair, that's when it's leading to somebody getting sick somehow. So we have to cut out these artificial dyes. Like, we have to stop supporting brands that have artificial dyes in them or that have all these crazy ingredients in them, because as people, as the masses, we control what goes on. If all of us as a whole said, you know what, no, I'm just going to use Fruit Loops as an example. No, we're not going to buy Fruit Loops anymore because we're not going to stand for these standards. Okay, my standards are up here. Fruit Loops are way down here. We don't support that anymore. That brand, Fruit Loops, would be forced to change their ingredients because no one's buying their crap anymore. But us as Americans, we like the easy, sugary crap because it's freaking easy. It's literally addicting. They have literal ingredients in there that make us addicted to this crap, okay? And that's just where us as we're the leaders of this next generation. We have to say no to that, okay? No more MSG, no more artificial colors, no more freaking parabens, no more lead. Lead is in baby food, okay? Like, what? In the canned jar baby food that people get all the time, that I'm on WIC, okay? I got freaking tons of jarred baby food for free. It's literally like what the government is telling us to give to our babies is full of lead, which is crap. So we can't stand for that, okay? We got to move on from that. We don't want that. We don't want that here. So these are just some examples of what these artificial dyes are actually linked to. And a lot of these are also banned in Europe. Like, you can look at M&Ms, for example. M&Ms in the United States versus literally the same M&Ms brand in Europe. there's like 5 or 6 different, artificials and the American dyes compared to one of the artificial dyes in the M&Ms. But this is just an example of all the crap that are these artificial dyes are linked to. And these are in products too. These are in like Clinique, for example, which I just is so mind blowing to me because Clinique is a dermatologist recommended brand. CeraVe is a dermatologist recommended brand. And they have these artificial dyes in them. People are literally washing their faces and letting these colors, artificial dyes, soak into their pores. And like, we wonder why we have like such a huge mental health issue in the United States. We wonder why, or why my skin is so bad and so irritated. I don't know, maybe because you're putting yellow 5 and yellow 6 all up on your skin every day, daytime and nighttime. It's not good. So
Crazy. I used to use the Clinique makeup. And
uh-huh.
I can only imagine what the heck that did to my face.
Oh yeah. It probably went hand in hand with all of the other internal health issues that you're going on, because this is what's fueling all those internal health issues. And people don't realize it until they start to do a little bit of the research and start going down this rabbit hole. And it's like, holy crap, like I gotta get rid of all of this. I gotta get rid of everything and start over.
Something too that's so crazy is if you look at like our Oreos compared to European Oreos, there's no high fructose corn syrup in their Oreos. I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah. So thank you for listening to my rant about the artificial dyes.
Want me to keep going?
I think that's all I've got, right? Or no?
Got the synthetic versus, yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Anyway.
Okay, so next we have the difference between synthetic fragrances and our fragrances. I really wanted to pinpoint this because we see just the word fragrance in so many bottles. Literally in everything we use, there's a fragrance. And even on our bottles, it says fragrance, but knowing the difference between what does that word fragrance mean to that specific bottle based on their standards. So synthetic fragrance is from like literally what you see in this picture. Somebody literally made it up in a lab. They are trying to make a replica of whatever the scent is. A lot of people like it because they say the scent lasts longer. But like anything else, what is it doing internally? A lot of these synthetic fragrances I found are derived from petroleum and gas byproducts. Which petroleum, we know that's terrible, but gas, like what the heck? Like people don't even know what we're spraying like on our body. It's crazy. And then byproducts itself is a chemical like reaction that you're trying to make anyway. So it's not even that thing. It's even more of a like synthetic process that the original product had to go through in order to get what's in the fragrance. It's wild. And then our fragrances, there's not a whole lot to say other than they're essential oils and literally extracted from trees and plants. So I have this this link. I think I sent it. I can get the link and put it in the chat, but this really does a good job of breaking down the difference between synthetic fragrances and our fragrances, because holy moly. So now we're going to show you guys a couple products that have these ingredients in them. It's probably, 3/4 of Target and Walmart that have these ingredients, but we're just going to show you a few of like the most common.
So Essence is, a popular brand. Again, it smells so good. What I think is so funny about this is that, it says the 0% trying to advertise that they're super clean, blah, 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 blah. But then if you really zoom in and you look, there's red 22, yellow 5, and blue 1. And that's just what's standing out to me because, again, I'm a psycho with the artificial dyes. But like, come on, you guys are advertising that you're clean, 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 and then you have artificial dyes in there. Like,
And
it's
the
on
sodium lauryl sulfate too, isn't
there.
there?
And another one, false advertising.
Oops, wrong way.
Same again, cruelty-free, paraben-free, mineral oil-free, pH balanced, color safe. You're not pH balanced if you have this crap in there and if you have artificial dyes. No.
And the synthetic fragrance.
Another thing too is you have to be careful, which I know Money is Leaping Bunny certified and they are actually true to it, but you can actually buy that certification. You don't necessarily, like, a brand can buy the Leaping Bunny certification and not necessarily be Leaping Bunny certified. Like, it's a lie. It's really false advertising. Like the Keys Soul brand, only I don't know this because I used to work at Ulta. When she launched hers, her brand is literally made in China and sold in China, but she's Leaping Bunny certified. And in order to sell to China, their law is you have to test on animals to be able to sell in China. So we will never be selling to China. We will never partner with China. But, here these high-end celebrities are. Another one, Matrix. This is actually what freaking dried my scalp out when I worked at Ulta. My one of my managers, he used to work at a different salon that actually had Matrix as their products in their salon. And he said that his hands, when he worked there, were so dry because of these products. Like, these products literally strip all of the hydration out of you. And it has green 3, yellow 5, sodium chloride. So not a good one. And that's a high-end prestige brand. Clinique. I used to use this so much. I would recommend it to people when I worked there. Red 6, Red 33, Violet 2. What the hell? Clinique, do better. False advertising. CeraVe or CeraVe, whichever one you want to say. This is literally from dermatologists. Dermatologist recommended #1 brand. People would come into Ulta and say, because I used to work in the prestige side, and I would try to talk them out of this CeraVe, and so many people would come in looking for this. And it has crap in it.
I actually went a little bit more in depth into a couple of these ingredients just because we just launched our acne line. And I know a lot of what we're going to get with people who struggle with acne is probably people who use this CeraVe acne control stuff. And when I do grocery delivery, I pick this up so much for people. I'm like, if only y'all knew. It's crazy. So 2 of the products, I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this right, but the Coca Mido propyl hydroxysultane. First of all, if we can't pronounce an ingredient, our body has no idea what it is. But that is a hidden synthetic fragrance. I thought that was crazy. And then if you look a little bit further down, there is where is it? This might have been something else. The sodium sulfonate, is it on here? I think it is somewhere. Yeah, sodium something. That is basically what they call an anionic surfactant, which has a negative charge on the hydrophilic end, meaning it's basically made to lift molecules, attack certain soils, and again, it's used in detergent. So basically what it does is it's stripping the skin and probably makes the skin like super tight and warm to the touch. Have you guys ever used those face washes where you just feel so hot afterwards and you're like, what did my skin just go through? That's what this does. And the reason behind that is because this certain ingredient is made to be like super strong, because obviously it's made for like outdoor purposes. It's not made to be putting on our scalp. And I'm going to share another website that I was using for where you can go and see actually what Europe says about certain ingredients. And this one was labeled in big bold letters, danger. So I will share that with you guys, but I thought that was crazy. People are putting this on their faces. Okay, so next we threw all this research at you guys, but how the heck do we do this? I'm going to share how I do it. Kara, if you have a different process, if you want to share it. But so basically what I do first is because we always ask people, hey, what products are you currently using? Or if you know them personally, like I'm at my mom's house or my brother's house, I'll just pick up their product and look at the back of it. So first is looking at the ingredient list. The next one that's really important, first, since we have all of this knowledge now, and we have all of this, ingrained in us, find first those key ingredients we know are bad. The ones we know are synthetic fragrances, the ones we know is a sodium lauryl sulfate. All of those things, find those first. And then also look for some you don't recognize. Like I didn't recognize that Coca middle something, whatever. And I was like, let's just see what this is. And Google literally tells you. And then you could dig a little bit deeper into why it's bad, what it's used for. So look up what it is. And then if you want to take it a step further, check to see if it's banned in Europe and why they think it's bad. Because a lot of, blog pages or wiki pages or stuff that comes up immediately on Google might say something safe. Like I found a lot of stuff that said caramel color is good. It's not gluten. In America, it's gluten-free and all these things. But those are just people's opinions. When you really get down to the science of what an ingredient is, we're being lied to, basically. And then after that, because this is like, when we're working with somebody, to how to formulate a response that's actually like educating the difference between what they're using and what we have to offer, without seeming, I don't know, what's the word? Like I'm better than them. You know how that could come off to people sometimes. You're like, oh, I know more than you. Like stop using because it's bad, but it's my opinion. So being able to formulate that response in a way, but I'll give some examples on that too. Do you have a different process? No, same process.
Yeah, I pretty much have like the same process. I
Okay.
just Google and try to find the most resourceful source that is a backed source, and just kind of go down the rabbit hole from there and just dig deep in what I'm seeing and what's something that I want to buy. And then if I see that's bad, then I try to find something that's clean.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do I personally, this is what I'm going to share. I took this from a couple of the conversations that I've had with people over the past few months. So the first girl I'm going to share, she is somebody I know very well from my church. I was like her small group leader, so we have that mutual trust already. But she is somebody who's super concerned about acne. So she's actually on 2 different types of retinol. But she's so concerned about her acne that I think what is happening is her retinol is creating her skin to be really, really dry. So she's very nervous about switching, but we had a little bit of education moment because this girl, I need to get her on the Bakuchiol. So this is how it went. She was telling me how, she just wants her retinol and she's really concerned about switching. And she told me the exact name of what she's using. So I was able to go and research and see what it was. So this is what I said back to her. I said, so basically it's nature's version. Oh, we're describing the Bakuchiol at this point. We've gotten to that point. I said, so basically it's nature's version of the tretinoin, or however you say that, and provides the same benefits, but without all the possible side effects and risks. It comes from the bapchi plant, which is a powerhouse botanical known to naturally even skin tone while bringing through the natural look of beautiful skin. Emoji. Because it's naturally derived, it's great for even the most sensitive of skin and feels like a hydrating lotion. I use it every night before my moisturizer because I struggle with acne and I hate it too. Laughing face. What do you think about that? So some of her pain points, and I know we've all talked about this with our uplines, is that kind of coming back to like their goals and things they were concerned about. So she's like, I have very sensitive skin. It's very dry. I really hate acne. So kind of tailoring the response back to, with the education point, hey, this is going to help you because of this, and it's better for you because it's not giving you those side effects. And she said, that sounds nice. Actually, I would probably most likely want to try that one before any other product. She's not yet a VIP, but we're working on it and continuously building trust with her. I just think she's so anxious to try a new product, but I see you dancing over there. I thought you were gonna say something. Okay. I only see Kara on the corner. Okay, so the next one is, I'm sorry, this is a little long. I'll read it out to you guys. But this girl's name is Madison. And I don't know if I should have used their real names. I don't know. Anyway, I'm like, this is not CSI. But so Madison, she was actually a previous Monate VIP, and she has like products at home already. And so she was trying to get me on like the high ticket sales stuff, but thankfully Coco really helped me in like controlling, the conversation and seeing how, what her goals were really for her hair. And so she was super concerned about, trying it again, because I don't know what her previous experience was with her friend, but this is kind of how it went. So she was talking to me about how she was using the brand Monday. And I had never heard about that before. So I did some digging and some research into what ingredients are in that shampoo and conditioner. So this is what I said back to her. I said, oh my gosh, yeah, I've definitely heard of that brand before. And I've done some research on it because one of my clients used to use it too. I just love learning about new products and dissecting them even deeper to see what the heck it is these companies think they can get away with putting in their products. You wouldn't believe what I found. So Monday actually contains over half its product in water. And I'm not talking about that amazing alkaline water you love, LOL. She sells like water, I don't know, alkaline water to people as her high ticket job. So bringing that kind of like funny piece into it too. And then I said, and another thing is they're full of synthetic fragrances, which actually stunt your hair growth and causes a lots of product buildup because our hair can't use those products. Set base. One particular ingredient, disodium lauryl cannot say these words, sulfosuccinate, is linked to heart disease when consumed, but anything we use topically can be absorbed through our bloodstream. I'm sorry, I just feel this has to be known because everyone doesn't understand the ingredient label, heart. I just thought this research was wild, and I'm totally here to educate. I know some people result to some particular brands because they have a cheaper ticket price. However, when it comes down to it, with the technology that Monate provides and how it's able to deliver results faster, and of course, with them being so concentrated, a little goes a long way. So in reality, over a 4-month stretch, you're only essentially paying around $30. Brain explosion. I would so love if I could reintroduce you to these products and maybe get you on a more custom routine so you don't feel like you have to wash as often and your products can last as long as they do me. What do you think? Now, I know you're probably guys are thinking like, holy crap, this is a really long response. But Coco and I kind of decided this was okay just because she was really educating me on her alkaline water. And so her responses were mega long. And so we're like, okay, hey, we have some, great stuff to share. I did all this research for this. Let's just give it all to her. And it went great. And so after that, she started talking about how she had just dyed her hair blonde, and she started telling me more about her hair. And so I really think she took in all of this research and information. And so the way she responded was she really just didn't want it to affect her toner. And so then building that relationship with her, we started talking more about her new blonde hair, and that got her to send me some photos of the blonde so we could see her hair. And then that was just building that trust in their relationship. It's just so cool because she lives in Washington. So we're like on opposite corners of the country, which is so wild. And now she became a VIP, and she's loving everything so far. So education sometimes, well, all the time, it's so helpful. It gives us credibility and trust with people.
Knowledge is power, sister. And you're out here preaching it.
Preach.
You're preaching it.
Preaching.
That was great. I love that. I actually screenshotted it so I can have it for future reference because I feel like it's a really good response.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It wasn't all me, but Coco's on here too, so she can say some. But yeah, that's kind of like what we have for you guys. I don't know if you wanted to open up to any questions or wrap it up there. I gotta send these links in the chat.
Yeah, let's open up to questions because I'm curious. I mean, I feel like that was so much to digest. I took a
Yeah.
screenshot of every single slide. Um, but yeah, if anyone has any questions, feel free to come off of mute and ask. It could be anything, even outside of the science of the products. But
I'm glad we got to do this. Thank you for everyone for showing up and listening to us educate. This is something I'm so passionate about. So I was like, y'all, we got to do a call. We got to talk about these freaking ingredients, these artificial dyes. People need to know.
Seriously.
I'm really glad that you guys went this route because you guys, we preach on the daily. Yeah, there's no parabens, there's no sulfates, nothing of that. But do we really know what we're saying? Like when we say that, do we really know what that means? Or are we just saying it because it's what we've been told? And of course we trust our brand that it doesn't have those. But when you guys deepen your education, and just like Alisa said, it gives you that credibility and that confidence to handle conversations like that with that VIP or people that just don't know. And when you're able to shine light on facts like that, believe me, that is a huge part of watering a seed because they know you know what you're talking about. It's not like coming at somebody, well, I know more than you. It's like, I am really out here trying to help you. Let me tell you about what I mean by what I just said. And then, so education is everything. And this was very in depth. So thank you guys so much for the beautiful presentation.
Yes. Thank you guys for showing up. Had so much fun doing this. I was just telling Joe, I was like, this is the least call that I've been nervous for because this is like my shit. I want to talk, I want to educate about this. I want a society for our children to grow up and everyone to just be healthy and nice to each other. And that all, which is wild to me, it all starts with what the heck we're putting into our bodies and what we're putting onto our bodies. Like we are a soul and we chose this body. We need to take care of it and put the best things in it. That way our future has a freaking fighting chance. Because if we stayed on this path of all this negative energy, all this crap that we're putting into our bodies, to this temple that we have as our body, that the Lord blessed us with to be here in this moment, if we continue to go down this path of craziness, the world is only going to get worse. And what are we leaving our children to? Like, what are we taking our legacy and leaving it here with? This crazy world? Like, no, we want to better this world. So we have to start somewhere. So
You're preaching out. Can I get a
I love that. I love how you guys incorporated the food examples too, because it just kind of goes beyond the surface of our products. Don't look at my ratchet nails. It goes so far beyond the products, but to think that there's those dyes and artificial ingredients and all of that in our food and in these beverages that are in our hair products, it's so cool to see it's not cool. It's actually very not cool, but to see the correlation. So anyway,
started on food products and like how that affects like our
just the way you started, I know you would have a whole call. Y'all both would have a whole call on food. But you guys, thank you again so much. You guys, thanks for showing up tonight. We love you. We love your time. And I hope this helped you guys out. But don't forget, it's what you do with the knowledge. The knowledge